Ngọc xin gửi chào thân ái đến quý vị khán giả và các bạn trẻ của đài truyền hình VNTV. Kính thưa quý vị, đến với chương trình của chúng ta ngày hôm nay, Thanh Ngọc rất hân hạnh mời được ngài thị trưởng của San Diego, ngài Bob Filner đến để trò chuyện với chúng ta. Good evening, Mr. Filner.
Thank you. You say in Vietnamese, come on.
Yes, that's very nice. Okay, so are there any big changes ever since you took over the office?
Well, we've only been in office now 45 days. We're already trying to institute some changes. For example, I'll just give you one big example. I promised to change literally the face of City Hall. That is, who works there, who is appointed to things, because we have not really utilized all of the various ethnic groups in our city to participate in the civic life. So my first appointments of 24 people, 21 of them were women and people of color. That is, we are changing who has the power, who has the ability to make decisions in City Hall. That is, the communities of color, Asian communities, Latino communities, African American communities are going to play a much bigger role in the political life of this city.
Oh, wow. Kính thưa quý vị khán giả, Thanh Ngọc vừa mới hỏi ông Filner chia sẻ về những sự thay đổi của ông sau ngày nhậm chức. Thì ông có nói rằng mặc dù chỉ mới nhậm chức có 45 ngày, nhưng ông đã có những thay đổi rất tích cực về bộ phận nhân lực của City Hall. Bởi vì ông muốn dùng tất cả nguồn nhân lực từ những chủng tộc sắc màu khác nhau để mọi người có thể có được cái tiếng nói. So I kind of want to follow up with the previous interview that you had with VNTV. I know that your main focus is education, and you were planning to incorporate or trying to bring in together the public resources and the school in bringing more opportunities for the student to participate, whether it's after school or to get an internship. So how is the planning going so far?
I mean, we are obviously still in planning stages, although with the tragedy that happened in Newtown, Connecticut with the shootings, we have worked with the school district on more intense police surveillance of schools, and also working with them on mental health delivery so we can help students who are troubled and who might resort to violence. But what I want to do is get all of the businesses and the organizations in San Diego to take a role in helping our students before and after school. That's when they get into most trouble. When they're in school, they're learning, that's fine, but they may come home and their parents are working, and that's when drugs and gangs become part of their life. So what if they could go to museums for the 3 hours after school, or to some big business or small business, or see how the Padres run their business, or the Chargers, or the Navy.
That's true.
So I want all these organizations to take students, to supervise them, to mentor them, to show them how the real world works, and to also keep them busy after school. They'll learn, but they'll also stay active and thinking, and I think it would be good for all of San Diego if we're able to do that.
Yes, that's an amazing plan.
Yeah.
Kính thưa quý vị khán giả, mặc dù vẫn còn đang trong quá trình lên kế hoạch, nhưng ông Bob Filner đang cố gắng rất là tích cực để mang đến những hoạt động cho các em học sinh sau giờ học, để các em học sinh có thể tránh xa những tệ nạn xã hội, giống như là các em có thể tham gia những viện bảo tàng, hoặc là tham gia những internship, hoặc là những hoạt động tại những công ty, những business, để từ đó các em có thể tỉa ra những cái kinh nghiệm cho mình sau này. So I know that you have been working with the youth for so many years. You were a professor at TSU for over 20 years. So is there one single best memory that you can actually recall?
You know, I love to talk to students. You know, I was in the classroom for 20 years, but I have been now 20 years out of the classroom. And but I go to high schools, I go to elementary schools, I go to college classes and talk, whether about government, but also about my experiences, especially in the civil rights movement in this country. So I like to talk about those experiences to our young people and tell them that they can change history like I did when I was 18 years old. That is, if they get involved, if they get active in their community, they can have an impact. Doesn't matter that they're young, it doesn't matter what color they are or what economic group they're in. And I say this also to refugee communities, that is, those who have come here from other countries. Many of these communities think that they have to be, what shall I say, accepting of things because they're grateful that they're in this country. But they are citizens too, and they have responsibilities and opportunities, and they should take a much more active role, whether it's in elections or trying to influence policy or being involved in their community. That is, it doesn't matter if you came from another country, say Vietnam.
Yeah.
You're a citizen here, or you're in the process of getting citizenship. You have the rights and duties of a citizen, and you should take responsibility for it, or take action on that. So when I talk to the students and see how they get inspired by what some of the things I was able to do, that's sort of the best time I have when I'm with students.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Kính thưa quý vị khán giả, ông thị trưởng vừa mới chia sẻ với Thanh Ngọc một kỷ niệm đáng nhớ khi ông hoạt động với các bạn sinh viên. Đó chính là Ngài có một lời nhắn nhủ với các bạn, cho dù chúng ta là ai, chúng ta đến từ đâu, miễn sao chúng ta có những hoạt động tích cực trong cộng đồng, hoặc là chúng ta có những cái ý chí hoặc là những ước mơ, thì chúng ta cũng có thể thay đổi được lịch sử giống như ông đã từng làm. And one of the biggest problems that we are facing right now is that job opportunities. So how's the planning in creating more jobs for the people in San Diego going so far with you?
Well, again, we're setting out the beginnings of it. We want to work with our port. I have been to what was Saigon, now Ho Chi Minh City. I've been to Hanoi. Those are big port cities, right? Ships coming in and out. We have a big port, but we don't have a lot of ships coming in and out. And that would offer us thousands of jobs. So I want to expand the port. I want to make more jobs available. We're going to make sure that solar panels are put on all public buildings, and that creates demand for new jobs and new industry. We want to expand our trade with Mexico because, we are neighbors. Yeah. And because we don't do that efficiently enough, we lose billions and billions of dollars every year. So if we just did those three things, we would change the economy of this city very quickly.
Then I believe the program in bringing together the public resources and small businesses in order to help students get more opportunities that could help them get a job, after graduation as well, right?
We need, when I talked about how businesses can be involved with our schools, that also means offering internship possibilities. Yeah. I mean, I first started working in politics with an internship in a senator's office in Washington, and it just changed my life. Yeah. And we offer internships when I was in Congress, but now as mayor, we will have interns in our office, and many public officials do that. But I also want businesses to offer those internships so people get real-world experience. It helps them with job applications. It helps them with job interviews. And we're going to ask more and more the private industries to become involved in an internship program.
So all your plans are working.
Right. I've only had 45 days so far.
That's pretty amazing. Okay. So as we all know that San Diego is actually one of the biggest places with people coming from so many different cultures. And one of the things that I've been seeing in the minorities in San Diego is that they actually have a lot of difficulties in locating jobs or knowing about the public resources in order to access their specific needs, whether it's healthcare, whether it's, paperwork or anything like that. So what is your plan in reaching out to those minorities in San Diego?
Well, we have a very extensive staff outreach. I mean, we're going to be involved in every community, and that's one of the things we do, and we will help people. Sometimes it's referring them to other agencies. Sometimes it's helping them find jobs. But there's health issues, there are school, education issues, there's trying to get small business started, immigration issues. And we will have representatives in each community. We will have someone who represents the Southeast Asian community on our staff. We will have someone who represents the Muslim community and someone who represents the Somali and Ethiopian communities. These are the refugee communities that are the biggest ones and have some of the biggest problems. And I want them to know that there's someone who speaks literally their language at the mayor's office who will be able to help them navigate. It's usually just helping people find the right place to go. We usually have the services available, but it's hard. Sometimes they're hard to find. And so we will have somebody who is very, I think, trusted by these communities to help them through these processes.
So with so many years working and serving the public, is there any obstacle that you have to encounter or any challenging problem or maybe in the past 45 days?
Well, you know, it's very humbling, by the way, to be elected the mayor of the 8th biggest city in our nation. It's a big job, and I feel, you know, that the people have trusted me to do this. What I found, by the way, you asked me about big plans, you know, and we want to do those. But every day there's 100 different crises that this community there's construction that the people didn't know about and wanted stopped, or this group wants a permit in Balboa Park, but there's construction there and they haven't gotten it. Or this group wants us to protect the seals that are having babies in La Jolla, and another group doesn't want us to protect them. I mean, so you have all these issues that are just coming at you every day. And so you're trying to solve these individual crises. As we say, it's putting out fires all the time instead of having major planning going on. So we want to think about these big and visionary things, but you're always putting out fires, which take up a lot of your time.
I see. Một trong những cái vấn đề mà chúng ta đang phải trải nghiệm hoặc là phải đối mặt tại San Diego đó là việc khó khăn kiếm ra việc làm. Thì Thanh Ngọc cũng có hỏi ông Bob Filner để chia sẻ làm cách nào ông có thể củng cố được cái vấn đề này. Thì ông có chia sẻ đó là bởi vì San Diego chúng ta là một nơi có rất nhiều hải cảng, cho nên ông quyết định sẽ mở rộng hải cảng, trao đổi buôn bán với Mexico để có thể thay đổi nền kinh tế của chúng ta. Ngoài ra, San Diego chúng ta cũng là một nơi đa dạng về sắc màu chủng tộc, nên ông sẽ dùng tất cả nguồn nhân lực từ những cộng đồng riêng biệt. Thì chính vì vậy, nếu mà có những vị lãnh đạo tiêu biểu từ những chủng tộc khác nhau thì chúng ta có thể đem đến tiếng nói chung cho tất cả mọi người, và ông sẽ có thể giúp đỡ được cho tất cả mọi người. So with all these plannings that going on, well, all these issues that you have to solve, but I'm pretty sure that you know, you still on the other side, you still, you know, one friendly professor, or you know, one amazing professor that our students used to have. So a few days ago, I was very excited to have the opportunity to meet with you, to talk to you. So I kind of posted on my Facebook saying that, oh, I'm meeting the Mr. Mayor in a few days. And then several people actually comment and asking me if I can send these questions to you. So are you ready for these questions?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So number one, what is your favorite San Diego restaurant?
My favorite San Diego restaurant. Now, if I was really politically wise, I would say, of course, a Vietnamese restaurant. But there's a neighborhood restaurant that I know all the waiters, and they all know me, and they know my taste in food. That it's called Indigo Cafe on 6th Avenue.
Okay.
But I like most foods, and I like to try different restaurants.
Okay. So if these, if our audience actually go to these places, there's a great chance that
they're going to see me.
Yes. Đây là một câu hỏi cũng ở ngoài lề mà Thanh Ngọc nhận được từ các bạn khán giả gửi cho ngài Filner. Đó chính là hỏi ngài thích ăn món ăn ở nhà hàng nào nhất, thì ngài có chia sẻ là món ăn mà ngài thích nhất đó chính là đồ Ý ở downtown San Diego, đặc biệt là ở Indigo Cafe ở đường số 6 downtown. Cho nên nếu quý vị nào muốn gặp thị trưởng của chúng ta thì quý vị có thể đến đây, và biết đâu chừng chúng ta sẽ có cơ hội gặp gỡ ngài thị trưởng. Okay, second question. How many different languages can you speak?
I barely speak English. Pero trato español.
Okay.
Je parle français. Говорю по-русски.
Oh, wow.
Talk Svenska, sprechen Deutsch. And there must be one other there.
And thank you in Vietnamese.
Come on.
Yeah.
I was able to visit Vietnam about about a year ago.
A year ago. Mm-hmm.
And traveled throughout the whole country. Very beautiful country.
Thank you.
We were very upset, though, during the war in Vietnam. Mm-hmm. The U.S. soldiers sprayed a lot of Agent Orange, you know, on villages all through Vietnam, and left the water and the land pretty polluted, and it's created very large problems with children and birth defects. Hundreds of thousands of children are born still in the third generation with like 6 limbs or no limbs, or it's very sad, or large brains or no brains. And so we're trying to get the Americans to give some help in that problem that the Vietnamese have.
Okay. So one last question. As the mayor of San Diego, what message would you like to shout out to our young audiences?
You know, one, of course, education is the key to the future. They all hear
Yes.
that. But I put it in a very simple terms. We have a word called freedom, right? But freedom, to most of us, is just the ability to do what you want to do
Yes.
and not have somebody tell you what to do. And the only way to have that freedom is to have education.
Yes.
I was able to change jobs because I had a PhD and I had all the credentials, so I can decide what I want to do. Nobody can tell me to go to work because I have the education that can pick out the job. So I would say, one, get all the education you can, and two, but be involved in your community. That's the only way that this country gets better, is if people are constantly working to change it and make it better.
Câu hỏi cuối cùng mà Thanh Ngọc dành cho ông Filner đó là nếu như mà có một tin nhắn nào đó mà ông muốn gửi đến hoặc là gửi gắm đến cho tất cả các bạn trẻ của chúng ta, thì ông có chia sẻ rằng điều đầu tiên mà chúng ta cần phải có đó là phải có một education hoặc là một kiến thức nhất định. Bởi vì mặc dầu ai trong chúng ta cũng muốn có được những cái sự tự do để làm được những việc mình muốn, nhưng trước tiên chúng ta phải có sự học vấn cũng như một vốn kiến thức ổn định, để từ đó khi mà chúng ta ra ngoài cộng đồng, ra ngoài xã hội, tham gia những hoạt động xã hội, chúng ta mới có được những thành công nhất định. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, and on behalf of the Vietnamese community as well as other population in San Diego, I would like to say thank you so much for all the efforts that you have put in for our community. Thank you so much. Thanh Ngọc xin cảm ơn quý vị khán giả và các bạn trẻ đã theo dõi chương trình trò chuyện với vị thị trưởng ngày hôm nay. Xin kính chào quý vị và hẹn gặp lại quý vị trong chương trình kỳ sau. Thân ái chào tạm biệt.